afternoon from me, Tony Jones, here at Carrow Road, where Norwich City hope to maintain their lofty position at the top of the First Division against a Charlton side who again look as though they will struggle to stay up. They were in the relegation playoffs 2 years ago. Last year they escaped by drawing their last game 2-2 at Chelsea. And this season, well, just one win so far, and even last Saturday's 2-2 draw with Newcastle marred by the sending off of Paul Miller. Manager Lenny Lawrence dropped Miller for the Littlewoods Cup tie at Northampton in midweek, and he's missing again today. But Steve Mackenzie does return, a Romford lad. He's 26 now, but just 17 when he joined Manchester City from Crystal Palace for £250,000. Norwich, 4 wins and a draw so far, keep an unchanged team for the 6th time this season. Ian Crook came off the transfer list in midweek, and that's another bonus for manager Dave Stringer, who was today named the first Barclays Bank Manager of the Month, and that's for September. His prize, a magnum of champagne, which is probably a bit more substantial than a new piggy bank. Today's referee, Paul Waines of Warley, and we're underway with Charlton Athletic attacking the goal away to the left-hand side here. Kept in there by Paul Mortimer. Norwich begin to build now on this right-hand side. Rather a clumsy challenge coming in there, but no foul, says the referee. Culverhouse. Oh, and that's a rather risky forward ball. Useful build-up there involving Paul Williams, but the final pass just evading Mickey Bennett. Now Norwich come forward with Crook. Long ball forward, they'll try and pick out Fleck. Back now with Brian Gunn. Had a good start to the season so far for Norwich. Gunn. Long ball, hoisted forward that time. Only as far as Humphrey though, who comes forward again for Charlton. Long ball for Leaburn to chase after. Easy for Linighan, a push in the back there on Ian Butterworth anyway. Ian Butterworth in his 2nd season with Norwich City. Picks out Rosario, but there's Gritt. He's in some trouble on the edge of the penalty area. Butterworth with a header. Offside there, I think, against Fleck on the far side. Peter Shirtliff, the Charlton captain, with his free kick. Looks long to this left-hand side. The touch on there by Carl Leaburn, but Paul Mortimer couldn't make anything of it. Rosario up, good header forward as well. Putney regains possession. Snapping at the heels there of Mickey Bennett. Now it's with Mortimer. Bennett made the run forward. What can Phelan do for Norwich now? Culverhouse again on this right-hand side. Crook's made the forward run, good intelligent running there by Ian Crook. He's got Fleck ahead of him, closed down by 3 players. Gordon now. It's crossed the face of goal and finally away by Humphrey. It was Dale Gordon's shot, and Humphrey who just got the touch as Crook came in at that far post. Gordon goes across to take this corner. Butterworth's on the edge of the penalty area. Rosario's in the 6-yard box. Linighan it is with a header in the end away. But good approach play there by Norwich City. Ian Crook involved on this right-hand side. And the final shot by Dale Gordon just turned aside by John Humphrey. What can they make of this? Bennett pushed out finally by Putney there. Charlton suffered a little bit with injuries this season. No Colin Walsh, no Garth Crooks. It's left them a bit short up front. Can they conjure something here? A long chase for Humphrey, and in the end, a goal kick to Norwich City. John Humphrey, the only ever present in the Charlton Athletic side last season. The current player of the year too. Robert Rosario again under that good jump as well. Finally hoisted clear by Mark Reid, but aimlessly too, because Norwich regained possession with the throw-in on that far side. Phelan. Shirtliff gets that away, but Fleck's in on it. He's got support from Gordon and Rosario in the middle if he can cross now. What can Norwich make of this? Oh, just over the top there of Robert Rosario, but Fleck's persistence paid off there. Seven minutes gone in Charlton, already living a little bit dangerously. That's one for the top row of the stand. Some intelligent approach play by Norwich City in these opening stages. We haven't seen too much though from Charlton Athletic. Challenge there by Fleck. Retrieves the ball for Peter Shirtliff, the Charlton Athletic captain. Been a good signing for Charlton as Shirtliff joined them from Sheffield Wednesday 2 years ago. Here's another good servant, Steve Gritt, who's been at Charlton for 12 years. Leaburn there combining well with Mortimer on this left-hand side. Now it's with Fleck. Good turn as well. Phelan comes into the play. Plenty of players pushing forward for Norwich now. Who can Crook find? And they win themselves a free kick. Rosario, the man fouled. Ian Crook off the transfer list this week. That's perhaps a bit too optimistic for Robert Rosario on that far side. Rosario, who scored more goals this season than he did in 1987-88, seems to be enjoying himself out there at the moment anyway. So Charlton start to build again with Boulder. Boulder hoists it forward with Charlton. Give the ball away once more. Now it's with Crook. Rosario, he's got plenty of support there. Fleck tries to work a way through. It's fallen nicely to Phelan. He needs some support though. He's found it on this right-hand side with Ian Culverhouse. Rosario, oh, that's a difficult ball for Linighan. And the final pass a bit too strong from Ian Crook. This game really needs someone to slow it down. Peter Shirtliff, the Charlton captain. Now Mark Reid. Back once more to Shirtliff. And Humphrey on that right-hand side. Bob Boulder possibly looking for the big men yet again. Carl Leaburn, 6'3", leading the Charlton attack today. Instead, he tries to find the 7, Mickey Bennett on that right-hand side. Norwich win themselves a throw-in. And here's another free kick for Norwich, over on the halfway line. Butterworth then with the free kick for Norwich City. Hoisted high for Rosario once more. He gets a good header forward too. Can't make much of the rebound as it flies towards him. No messing that time with Mackenzie. Good touch though there by Paul Williams. He's got Bennett away. Bennett certainly got the pace. And there's support pouring forward now for Charlton. Maybe Bennett will go on his own. But he's run into something of a hole. Gordon takes it. There's the header, and there's the goal. Easy in the end for Andy Linighan. A free header as he came storming through from defence. Nobody in the Charlton defence picked him up at all. And that's Norwich City, one ahead after just 17 minutes. A corner on the left-hand side by Dale Gordon. And really, where was the marking there as Andy Linighan stormed in with a header to make it 1-0. Charlton begin to build again with Shirtliff. Leaburn. He's got the pace ahead of him. Paul Williams through. He's got 3 goals already this season. Important touch that time by Phelan. Leaburn also in there, but Norwich come clear with Gordon. Did well to get back then. And the danger cleared, but an indication there of the pace that Charlton have up front. Leaburn with the through ball. Paul Williams, who was dispossessed just on the edge of the penalty area. Now Fleck racing away on that left-hand side. Rosario's in the middle. Gordon's coming forward to support. Oh, a bit of a mix-up as well in the penalty area. Shirtliff and his goalkeeper Boulder getting in each other's way. It was Shirtliff who finally got it clear. But 1 or 2 questions might be asked. Now, Charlton break with Bennett. There's plenty of support in the 6-yard box. And they managed to get the equaliser. Paul Williams, the goal scorer. A break on that right-hand side. We knew about the pace of Mickey Bennett. That time, he had the time and he had the support in the penalty area. But my word, how did Paul Williams manage to get the ball in the net? Ricocheted in, but it's Norwich 1, Charlton 1. 24 minutes gone. Well, we questioned if this Charlton attack had enough experience. They're certainly learning in this game. Bennett the provider, Williams the scorer. Reid with the throw-in. Back as far as Shirtliff. And with the goalkeeper Bob Boulder. Bob Boulder, who's been substituted in 1 game this season. He dislocated his finger at Coventry, and he was replaced by the smallest man in the team, Steve Gritt. Happily recovered from that injury. But now Norwich start to build again. They've got themselves a free kick, 10 or 15 yards inside their own half. Taken by Butterworth. Rosario jumps there with oh, that would nearly fell for Robert Fleck. He's got such pace and acceleration, Fleck. He was on that in a flash, and the ricochet very nearly fell for Norwich City. Robert Fleck just signed a new contract which binds him to Norwich for the next 4 years. Now it's with Crook. A bit too ambitious, that pass. Bowen stretching for it, but couldn't get there. Charlton have themselves a throw. Back with Humphrey. Nice little interchange there. Good turn too by Mickey Bennett. But now it's with Dale Gordon in the centre midfield for Norwich. .32 minutes gone. Norwich 1, Charlton 1. Andy Linighan after 17 minutes. Paul Williams with the equaliser for Charlton after 24. And there's the provider of that equaliser, Mickey Bennett, finding his goalkeeper, Bob Boulder. Now it's with Reid. And again with Boulder. Humphrey. Hoisted long again. Leaburn's up there at the far post. It falls neatly to Andy Peake. And still Charlton have possession. This Norwich crowd getting a little bit impatient now. Humphrey, he's round the back. Just a bit too strong for Leaburn. Leaburn, who toured with England in Brazil during the summer. That's the England under-20 team. 6'3", he's only 19. And he played for the Charlton side that was in the FA Youth Cup final. Culverhouse now for Norwich. Del Gordon misses out there, but Robert Fleck not too happy that he's just lost his boot. Very, very unhappy indeed. And I think there might be a talking to here from the referee, Paul Waines. The challenge was by Mark Reid, who once played for Celtic. Fleck, of course, once at Rangers. Not at all happy. Mr. Waines will let him depart to the front line once he appreciates that he's cooled down a little bit. Mr. Waines happy, the Norwich crowd certainly aren't. But Norwich do have a free kick. Pump forward again for Rosario. Again Rosario gets there first. There's no one at the end of it. Out there by Mackenzie. Touch though from Culverhouse. Back to his goalkeeper Brian Gunn. Ian Culverhouse, very dependable defender. So useful when he does break forward for Norwich on this right hand side. Shake of the head from Culverhouse. I don't think he can really believe how Charlton are back in this game. By Leaburn. Mortimer couldn't make anything of it, but can Andy Peake. Peake, he's got support there from Reid, but perhaps looks long again. Leaburn instead has come near side. And that is a bit hopeful, I think. Easy for Brian Gunn. Hasn't been tested too much in this game so far, Brian Gunn. Culverhouse again for Norwich. A throw in for Norwich. Crook will take it. He's looking for the alternatives. Who can he find? In the end he finds Del Gordon. And that's a header coming in from Putney. Shirtliff it was who cleared it away from Putney then, but Del Gordon ghosted in somehow. Offside flag goes up against Robert Fleck. You can't really believe it's him. But from that throw on the right hand side there, Del Gordon somehow found himself in the 6-yard box. No one marking him. The header from Putney was a strong one, but Shirtliff just in the way to clear the danger. Culverhouse doing well for Norwich there under pressure. It's back with Reid for Charlton. He's closed down quickly, but not quickly enough. Now Shirtliff comes forward. Good positive run that by Shirtliff. Humphrey, but again Charlton can't keep possession. A scrappy first half this has been. Misplaced passes on both sides. Challenge comes in, so does the second challenge. It's all rather a bit messy in midfield. Perhaps Peake can slow things down for Charlton. Now it's with Reid. Mortimer goes for the return, but that's a bit optimistic. Gordon gets that ball away. It's charged down by Rosario. Well, Norwich are coming forward with Putney on that left-hand side. Fleck is taking up a position up front. Crook switches things to that left-hand side. Rosario with the flick. What can Fleck make of it? In the end, though, it's back as far as Phelan. And now Norwich build with Butterworth. Back again to Butterworth. And Bowen. Offside flag goes up yet again. And the crowd getting a little bit impatient with this tactic. Isn't a good ground for Charlton Athletic. They haven't won here since 1969. But at the moment the score stands Norwich 1, Charlton 1. Williams tries to wriggle her way through. Crossfield passed that time by Butterworth, and in turn Culverhouse finds his goalkeeper. Now Dale Gordon, challenged though by Mackenzie, as Charlton try to make something with Reid on this left-hand side. Mortimer and Culverhouse tangle, and it goes Norwich City's way. Two games for Spurs before he joined Norwich. Signed in October 1985. Again, it's with Butterworth at the back. Long ball forward again for Fleck if he can get in on it. Touched though by Shirtliff to his goalkeeper. No joy so far in this first half for Robert Fleck. Mackenzie, challenged by Culverhouse, squirms through maybe to Williams, but Gunn is there first, well shepherded by Andy Linighan. Paul Williams certainly looking a threat for Charlton. Now what can Dale Gordon make of this? Just can't keep that ball in play. Good touch initially by Robert Rosario. Reid, runs of Celtic. And there's the half-time whistle. A disappointing first half. Norwich taking the lead after 17 minutes. Andy Linighan, the goal scorer, free header from a corner. And just 7 minutes later, the equaliser for Charlton, scored by Paul Williams. Half-time then, Norwich City 1, Charlton Athletic 1. Half-time then, Norwich 1, Charlton 1, the second half underway. Let's hope it's an improvement on the first 45 minutes. So Charlton Athletic start to build this right-hand side. Some nice passing there by Norwich. Good run forward as well that time by Fleck. But it comes clear to Mackenzie now for Charlton. Shrugged off the ball very quickly and very positively by Trevor Putney. Now Culverhouse on that right-hand side. Crook touches it back to Linighan. Rosario with the touch. The idea was right, but not quite picked up by Ian Crook. And the battle continues in midfield. Ian Butterworth shrugging off the attention of Paul Williams. Culverhouse gets it free to Putney on this left-hand side. He needs some support. He switches play intelligently, though, to pick out Dale Gordon tight to that right-hand touchline. Fell nicely for Putney. Now it's with Bowen. Maybe he can try something here. He's asking for support. Gordon now, edge of the penalty area. And it's run to Rosario. He's got the support there. There's plenty of men in the penalty area. And Robert Rosario wins a corner. That was almost in slow motion as Rosario found himself in space in the penalty area. Corner on that right-hand side. The heads go up. It's the head of Andy Peake who gets it away. Crook has a drive. Peake, in fact, got in the way of that ball and has been hurt in the process. Boulder, what can he do with this? Looks to find Williams. Peake with the head of that time. Now Putney for Norwich. Phelan with a good run forward. Rosario being shrugged off the ball by Humphrey. And Rosario gets into something of a tangle as Humphrey brings the ball away once more for Charlton Athletic. A good solid header by Linighan, but Williams chased that time by Butterworth. And Ian Butterworth finding his goalkeeper. Steve Gritt for Charlton. He tries to pick out Leaburn. Good positive header that time from Linighan. Rosario finds Gordon. Oh, that's a fine through ball. He's in on it. Offside flag's gone up though. Trevor Putney, a Londoner, although he's played all his football in East Anglia, first with Ipswich of course, and now in his second season with Norwich. Gritt with the header. Only as far as Crook. He switches play to Phelan. Now wide on this left-hand side to Putney. Good shout and a good run there by Phelan. Wins himself a free kick too, although Steve Gritt can't quite believe it. So what can Norwich make of this? Putney it was with the free kick. Flag goes up again though. It just really hasn't been Norwich City's day so far. Scrappy game, the crowd getting more and more impatient. The sun not making it too easy for defenders or attackers alike. Crook. Bowen now on this left-hand side. Oh, that was almost a suicidal back pass to Brian Gunn. Bowen tried to find his goalkeeper. It was well anticipated by Paul Williams. And Williams very nearly in there as Gunn came out to save. Good support that time by Culverhouse. Flying header by Dale Gordon. Well, that's the closest we've seen anyone come in this second half. Culverhouse drilled the cross in. Dale Gordon with a flying header, but wide of the post. The men on the bench today, Malcolm Allen and Andy Townsend. What can Bowen make of this? He's found Putney. Putney looks for some support, some way through. Bowen again. Hoisted forward, good running as well by Putney, chipped into the penalty area, well held there by Boulder. Rosario was lurking, he was hanging in the air, but Boulder shouted and came Gritt. Good positive catch by the goalkeeper. Good approach play too by Norwich City, first with Bowen, then with Putney. And Rosario just unable to make the most of it. John Humphrey now for Charlton on this right-hand side. Leaburn, can he get the touchdown? Nearly falls for Peake. But Norwich come away again with Mark Bowen. Rosario back as far as Putney. Now it's with Crook. Good long ball, intelligently played over to Culverhouse. Gordon now, can he turn, can he provide a shot? Fleck, can he have a go? Eventually it comes away off Bennett. Now Norwich applying some pressure. It's with Putney. Butterworth. And that's a bit long and a bit too optimistic for Dale Gordon. I think the sun was possibly in Butterworth's eyes then, and he wasn't quite sure what he was aiming at. An hour of this game gone. Norwich City 1, Charlton 1. Humphrey, infield as far as Andy Peake. Bennett nearly gets away from Bowen, but Bowen recovers well there to find his goalkeeper. Mark Bowen, like Ian Culverhouse and Ian Crook, former Tottenham Hotspur player. Gritt up with Fleck, and Peake as far as his own goalkeeper, Bob Boulder. Humphrey for Charlton, but that's been wasted. That was straight to Bowen. And so too was that. Leaburn regains possession for Charlton Athletic. Bennett. Leaburn. Oh, he's done well to get through there. What can he make of it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finishes with a shot for goal. My word, Carl Leaburn. Set of Paul Mortimer there. Well, nobody could shake off Paul Mortimer then. Once he'd started his run, he shrugged off Culverhouse. He found a way past 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, turned on the edge of the area, and his shot beating Brian Gunn. The side top of the First Division really have to produce the goods now if they're to get back in this game. They've lacked a little bit of sharpness and they've paid the price there. 2-1 Charlton, 62 minutes gone. Good ball by Crook to Culverhouse. Fleck turns and has a go, and that's just over the top of the bar. comes that man Mortimer again. This time he'd float. And that's a good effort as well by Williams. Mortimer it was again who provided the pass. Williams with the pace. Nearly got past his man. And a good effort from the edge of the penalty area. Williams touched down that time for Bennett. Won back though by Bowen. Crook. Perhaps we'll see a bit more urgency in Norwich City's play now. Boulder comes out. Boldly chests that ball down. And Reid tries to complete the clearance for Charlton Athletic. And here's the substitution. Norwich bringing on Andy Townsend. The man who goes off is Mark Bowen. Bowen seems a little bit reluctant to leave the pitch. The crowd certainly aren't happy about it. But Norwich certainly need to conjure something out of this game now. So Andy Townsend signed from Southampton just after the start of the season. Settles into the left-hand side of midfield. Trevor Putney is pushed back into the back four as Norwich try to conjure something out of this game. Well, Townsend certainly in the thick of the action right from the very start. Concedes a free kick. Free kick which John Humphrey will take for Charlton. Humphrey, Leaburn's under that. Falls this time to Bennett. Reid, chip forward again for the big man Leaburn. Now Mackenzie, and Leaburn's through. Surely it must be number 3. And it's back up the post. But Williams gets his second. Paul Williams, goal number 5 for this season. No wonder he's pleased with himself. Well, the Norwich City defence, again in all sorts of problems there. Leaburn it was with the first touch. Mackenzie found Leaburn. He was desperately unlucky when that ball came back off the post. But Williams, who was in the right place at the right time for the first goal, pops up again to make it Norwich 1, Charlton 3. The two Pauls have done all the damage for Charlton this afternoon. Number 8, Paul Williams, 2 goals for him. Paul Mortimer, the scorer of the other goal. There's that man Mortimer again. A push, a little bit of aggression from Robert Fleck, and those two will have to be pulled apart. Temper's beginning to fray. Fleck's been involved already in a couple of incidents. Sensibly, Mackenzie pushes Mortimer away. First time Robert Fleck has been spoken to by Paul Waynes, the referee from the Midlands. Butterworth. Charlton with a cushion of 2 goals. Charlton with a cushion of a 2-goal lead. Aren't going to worry too much about these remaining 20 minutes. They'll keep possession. They've taken their chances. And they're 3-1 up. Leaburn with a header. Comes off Culverhouse to Putney. Townsend now on this left-hand side. What can he make of this? Good run by Townsend. Brought to an end by Mickey Bennett's challenge. And this time, the book comes out. Mr. Wayne's patience has finally worn thin. The man who goes in the book, in fact, is John Humphrey. Obviously something that he said, because it was certainly Bennett's challenge. 20 minutes then for Norwich to make something of this game. Rosario's up. Cleared though by Reid. That really the story of Norwich City's day. Misdirected pass presents Charlton with a throw-in, and in turn Norwich City have themselves a throw-in back. Boulder urges his men forward. Williams is under that. He misses out against Butterworth. Crook to Culverhouse. Oh, Culverhouse was caught out there. Mackenzie's got Williams through again. That was an important challenge for Brian Gunn to win. Some sloppy defensive work. Mackenzie with the through ball. Williams nearly in on the end of it. Certainly been a handful for Ian Butterworth, as Paul Williams. That's with Williams. Putney got a second chance to get it away for Norwich. Now Crook, will he switch play? Will he try and get them going on that right hand side? Fleck with a touch. Shirtliff anticipated well. Now it's with Williams, and plenty of room to have a go. Well, perhaps he was getting a little bit selfish and greedy then. 2 goals already this afternoon. Rosario, Townsend. Oh, and that was Andy Peake who caught that full in the face. Plenty of complaints there. It was accidental. Peake and Townsend both challenged for that ball. And I think you'll see Townsend's arm across Peake's face. He's been troubled by a fair share of injuries since he's been at Charlton. Seeing a few stars, but back on his feet. A free kick to Charlton. Leaburn chasing that one. Safety first by Andy Linighan. Mackenzie with the throw. Again the skills from Mortimer. Putney gets that away. Mackenzie with the corner. The big men pour forward again. Drilled in though. And won back by Leaburn. The referee wasn't really looking then, but I think he tried to go for a penalty. Del Gordon and Leaburn it was who tangled as that corner came in. Putney to Phelan. Now with Townsend. Chase is on for Fleck. Shirtliff gets us away first time. Butterworth. Again being chased and harried by Williams. Williams continues the chase as Fleck keeps possession for Norwich. Good running there by Paul Williams. Prepared to chase everything this afternoon, and he's been rewarded with a couple of goals. A second Norwich City substitution. Malcolm Allen, the striker, signed from Watford, takes over from Robert Fleck. Dave Stringer giving some final instructions, and Norwich and Allen with it all to do. Just 13 minutes of the second half remaining. Rosario up. Now with Gordon. First time shot there from Townsend. And that wasn't too far away. Well, in his days with Southampton, Andy Townsend surprised Norwich with a shot from about 20 yards that rebounded back off a crossbar. That time, just the wrong side of the post. 12 minutes remaining, 3-1 down. And no real opportunities have fallen their way in this second half. A cluttered, scrappy game, this. Free kick for Norwich then, which Culverhouse will take. Touch forward that time by Butterworth. But Mackenzie comes clear once more. Makes up some valuable ground for Charlton as Norwich tried to build again. Charlton will certainly try and get bodies behind the ball now as we approach the final 10 minutes. Again the offside flag goes up, and again the frustration shows. Maybe having a word about time wasting. Gritt's under that, together with Rosario. But again it breaks for Charlton, and again they pour forward. Leaburn to Peake. Putney with a throw for Norwich. Back as far as Linighan. Allen to Townsend. Oh, and that's squirmed away from Ian Crook. Peake has time to slow it down again. Bennett happy to win a throw in for Charlton. Push in the back there. Gets Charlton a free kick. 10 or 15 yards inside the Norwich half. Reid doesn't really know what to do with it. They're not going to take the time at this stage. Shirtliff, who takes it. This time Norwich catch Paul Williams offside. Push in the back, surely that time. But no, says the referee. Well, Charlton, despite their position near the bottom of the First Division, have certainly approached this game in a disciplined manner. They perhaps lacked a little bit of confidence at the beginning of the game. They've certainly started to show a bit more authority and a bit more confidence. They've been organised at the back. A chance here for Mackenzie. And Williams, can he get his hat-trick? Ricochets finally back to Brian Gunn. But again, Norwich creating problems for themselves. Mackenzie it was who won back possession, and Williams finally with the shot. It's that man Mackenzie again. Williams forward too. Mackenzie has a go. Well worth it from that sort of distance. Peake now for Charlton Athletic. The easy way back to his goalkeeper. Putney's there. One back though by Williams. Mortimer gets the ball out wide to Reid. Long chase as well for Mortimer. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Norwich City 1, Charlton 3. Crook. Now it's with Allen. He's got support from Culverhouse outside him. Decides to cut inside. It's the wrong way through though for Norwich. As Peake clears long and high for Charlton. Leaburn picks up that clearance from Butterworth. Mackenzie inside to Leaburn. Support comes from Mortimer. Now it's Bennett on this right hand side. Slightly optimistic with both Leaburn and Williams in the middle. Now Allen for Norwich. Again the flag's up for offside. The Charlton back four, well organised. Shirtliff alongside Steve Gritt in the middle of the back four. Mackenzie with a touch. Leaburn. Now Peake on a run. Has a go too. And again that wasn't too far away. Well, Charlton shelling shots in from all directions now. Mackenzie's had a go, Williams has had a go, so too has Peake. And again, that not too far away. What can Norwich make of this? Rosario, good header forward. Still no one on the end of it. Rosario. Again though, a little bit disjointed up front, Norwich City. Putney it was who put that ball through. Into the last minute then. Gunn tries one long last clearance. Allen is up. It falls to Gordon. Now what can Allen make of